Hello everyone, welcome back to our online teaching program. So this is the first video for a chapter number 5, that is acids, bases and salt. So this chapter contains the following subcontents, that is acids, bases, indicators, litmus as an indicator, turmeric as an indicator, China rose as an indicator, synthetic acid base indicators, neutralization in everyday life. So in this a whole chapter we will learn the following subcontents. But before starting this chapter, let me give you a brief introduction to the whole chapter. Now in our everyday to-day life, we take different food items, we take different drinks, we take different vegetables. We can see that different types of fruits, they are either they are sweet in taste or either they are sour in taste. And there are different food vegetables are also which are sour in taste, which are bitter in taste, and some are tasteless. And we also take different types of drinks like tea and coffee, milk, so they have different tastes. So all these edible substances, they have different taste because either these food substances, they may contain acid or they may contain base. Now what is acids? Acids are those substances which are sour in taste, and base are those substances which are bitter in taste. So different types of acids are there. Naturally occurring acids are there. Then the acid which are obtained from minerals, that is mineral acids, are there. Then we can divide the acids into concentrated acids or dilute acids. So we will study in this chapter. Then about base. Then base may be also strong base or it may be a weak base. Then with the help of the taste, we can classify the edible substances into different either they may be acidic or a basic. But there are lots of substances are there which we cannot taste, and there are lots of substances are also there which we cannot touch. So how can we identify them, that whether it contain acid or whether it contain base? Then with the help of an indicator we can identify them. Now what is indicator? So indicators are special substances which help to identify whether a substance is acidic nature or basic nature by showing a change in the color. And these indicators, they are of two types. They are natural indicators or they are synthetic indicators. Now when we say natural indicators are those which are obtained from natural sources, while the synthetic indicators are those which are obtained from chemicals. Then we will study about neutralization. Now when this acid and base react to each other, they cancel the effect of each other. So then they form salt. Now the whole phenomenon that we call it as a neutralization. And there are lots of in our everyday to day life. The neutralization play a very important role in our everyday life. So we will study all these things in this whole chapter. So now first let's start with an acids. An acid is a chemical substance that has a sour taste. Many food items such as lemons, curd, vinegar and orange taste sour because of the presence of acid in them. Acid substances are the substances that contain acid in them. The chemical nature of such substances is acidic. The word acid is derived from the Latin word acidus or acere, which means sour. Now from this we can get to know that acids, what are acids? Acids are the chemical substances that are sour in taste. Sour means khatta. So examples of acids we can say in lemon, in curd, in vinegar and in orange. When we eat them, then we feel the taste. The taste are sour. Why they are sour? Because of the presence of acids in them. And the chemical nature of such substances is acidic. So if any substances, if their taste is sour, then we can say that their chemical nature is acidic. And this word acid is derived from the Latin word that is acidus or acere, which means sour. This acidus or acere means sour. Now the types of acids. Naturally occurring acids, the acid which occur in fruits and vegetable etc. are called naturally occurring acids. They are weak acids, also called organic acids. Many of our food items contain such acids. So these naturally occurring acids, they are known as organic acids, and they are weak acids, and they are obtained. Why they are called naturally occurring? Because they are obtained in natural substances, like for example fruits and vegetables. These are natural substances, so we have found these acids in our fruits and vegetables, and since they are organic acids, they contain the weak acids. Next is mineral acids. The acids obtained from minerals are called mineral acids. They are also called inorganic acids. They are strong acids. Example: sulfuric acid, H2SO4, hydrochloric acid, HCl, etc. These are used in manufactures of fertilizer, industrial chemical, explosive, dyes, etc. HCl is also used for cleaning tile, wash basin, toilet, etc. So from here we can get to know that the mineral acids are those which are obtained from minerals, and since they are obtained from minerals, they are also known as inorganic acids. And these mineral acids, they have a very strong acid. Examples are sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid. And what are the uses of these mineral acids? That they are used in the manufactures of fertilizer, industrial, chemical, explosive, dyes, etc. And this HCl is also found in our stomachs, which helps in the digestion. So the another use of this HCl is also what? It is used for cleaning our bathroom, cleaning for the basin, etc. So next is the concentrated and dilute acids. Acids are solution of acidic gases in water. So from here we know what happens when we say acid. Acids means it is a mixture of acidic gas plus water. The solution with maximum amount of the acidic gas is called concentrated solution. Solution with minimum amount of the acidic gas is called dilute acid. Dilute acid can be obtained by adding concentrated acid into distilled water dropwise with constant stirring. So from here we get to know that acid, when we say acid solution, that means it is a mixture of acidic gas plus water. When in this mixture, if the maximum amount is of acidic, less is water, then we call it as a concentrated. And if the amount of water is more and the amount of acidic gas is less, that is minimum, then we call it as a dilute acid. And this dilute acid can be obtained from concentrated acid. How? By adding concentrated acid into distilled water dropwise. So these mineral acids are very corrosive and cause skin burn. Particularly concentrated sulfuric acid never be touched and tasted. So these mineral acids are what? They are very harmful. So therefore we should not touch it and we should not taste it. Then next come the base. Bases are bitter in taste and soapy to touch. Many substances such as baking soda, washing soda are bitter in taste and their solution has soapy touch because of the presence of base in them. The nature of such substances is said to be basic. The bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis. Example, sodium hydroxide. Now what happened? Bases are those substances which are bitter in taste. Acids are sour in taste, here they are bitter in taste, and soapy to touch. So for examples of these bases are, for example, in our kitchen we use baking soda, then we use washing soda. These are all bitter in taste, so therefore they are bases. And what is the nature of these bases? The nature of the bases is basic. And remember, and in the bases, all the bases, since bases, there are different examples of bases are there. So those bases which are soluble in water, that means which get easily mixed with the water, they are known as alkalis. Example, sodium hydroxide, NaOH. Then types of bases. Weak bases, are substances that do not fully dissociate into ions in solution. Example, aluminum hydroxide. So these are weak bases which do not fully dissociate into ions, whereas strong bases are those substances that are fully dissociate into ions in solution. Example, sodium hydroxide. So the difference between weak and strong is that here in weak do not fully dissociate into ions, here they fully dissociate into ions. Then some of the uses of bases are like sodium hydroxide, used in the manufacture of soap, paper, manufacturing of chemicals. Then calcium hydroxide, which is also known as slake lime. It is used for whitewashing in our houses, then in leather industry. So these are the uses of sodium hydroxide, then calcium hydroxide. Then there are different types of bases are also there which have different uses. Now comes the differences between acid and bases. Now acid, so here is a table difference between the acids and bases. First point is that acids have a sour taste and bases have a bitter taste. Acids are not soapy to touch, bases feel soapy to touch. Acids turn blue litmus to red, bases turn red litmus to plate. So in our next video we will study about litmus paper, or we can say litmus. It is a natural indicator. So we will study in our next video. Then examples are citric acid, lactic acid, etc. Then examples of bases are calcium hydroxide, baking soda, etc. So now here is a worksheet for you all. Worksheet number 1 for the chapter 5, acid, bases and salt. So it has 3 sections. First, very short question. Question number 1. Name the 2 acids which are present in the food item you enjoy. So here you have to write the name of 2 acids which are found in where? The food item which you enjoy. Then question number 2. Which of the following is not an alkali? Sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide. 3 substances are given. 1 calcium hydroxide, 1 sodium hydroxide and aluminum hydroxide. From these 3 you have to find out that which one is known as alkali. Alkali means those bases which are soluble in water. Then B short question. Which bases are called alkalis? Then you have to name the bases that which are called as alkalis. Question number 2. Name the acid which is used for cleaning tile, wash basin, toilet, etc. and the base which is used in soap. So here you have to mention the name of the acid which is used for cleaning tile, wash basin, and another the name of the base which is used in soap. Then C section, that is the long question. Here you have to write 4 points of differences between an acid and a base. So I have already given in here. So you have to write the difference between acid and base. 4 points you have to write. Then question number 2. Mention 2 uses of each of the following. Here one is sodium hydroxide and the calcium hydroxide. So here you have to write the 2 uses of each. Sodium hydroxide 2 points, then calcium hydroxide 2 points. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching.